Today, I'm going to show you how to integrate Office 365 into Home Assistant, and that means automation with calendar, emails, Teams status, to-do task, everything from Home Assistant. And if you're ready, let's go! You can either use a business or a personal account to set this integration. The only difference is that with the personal account, you're not going to get the Teams integration. To install it, we are going to use Hacks, then click on Integrations, click on Explore and Download Repositories, and here we are going to look for Office 365. Click on it and click on Download and Download. After it's finished, we are going to go back to the main page, click on Navigate, then Restart. To set this up, we are going to need the File Editor add-on. If you don't have it installed yet, I'm going to put the link in the description. Now, go to File Editor, and here we are going to paste the configuration example from the documentation. The link is in the description. I'm going to make a mention because look at this beautiful documentation. Everything is well organized and it's really easy to find. You even have a search bar here. And I wanted to mention this because the documentation is something that it's really... As a developer, I know that having well-documented and up-to-date documentation is really hard, and it's not precisely the most exciting part of the job. That's why many projects are sometimes lacking in the documentation department. So kudos to the developer that is doing a great job. First, we need to create and configure a developer application. For this, just follow the prerequisites instructions. Now, go to Azure Portal. Here, we are going to click on New Registration, then just give it a name, and select one of the account types according to the documentation. And here, we need to put the redirect URI. For this, just copy the one that is in the documentation and paste it here. On Platform, select Web, and then click Register. Now, copy the application ID, and we need to generate a new secret. For this, we are going to click on Certificates and Secrets, New Client Secret. Let's give a description. Here depends on your needs, but I would recommend to select the longest period that you can have. So I am going to select 24 months and click on Add. And here we need to copy the value, not the secret, the value. And now we need to add the API permissions. For this, click on API permissions, and here we are going to click on Add Permission, look for Microsoft Graph, and Delegate Permissions. Now, to set this, go to the documentation and go to the permissions page. Here you need to read carefully. You should select the permissions that you're going to use with the integration in Home Assistant. For example, if I only want to use the calendar feature, I will only need to select the calendar related permissions for my application. So be mindful of that. With that being said, I'm going to set this up and let's continue. To set the permissions, you just need to look for the permission that you need. For example, for calendar, I need the offline access, the user's read, here the documentation has a typo, it should be user, not users, and a bunch of calendar ones. Once you selected all the permissions that you need, just click on Add Permissions. Now, let's use the configuration example. For this, go to Installation and Configuration, and click on Configuration Example. Click on Copy and paste it on Home Assistant. This is an example for 2 accounts, but for this video we are only going to use one. First, give it a name, and here we can use the client ID and the client secret. I am going to use a secret to keep all my authentication data in one place. If you don't know how to create one, I'll put the link in the description. If you have problems with the authentication, you can try to use here the alt-auth method, but for most cases the normal one should be fine. If you want to use to do with this integration, you need to set this to true. And here we have 2 email sensors examples. The first one is the simplest one. This is going to get you the whole email list. You can configure a name, a number of items, if you only want to get unread message, and if you want to download the attachments. I will leave that as default. The second one, it's a query sensor. This, for example, can be used to get an email from an exact folder or sender. You can even filter by subject. I use this to get a notification from Home Assistant only if I received an email from a certain client on the weekends. That way I didn't need to worry about checking my email. The next 2 you can only use with a business account. The first one allows you to get your Teams status, and the second one allows you to get the last message you received from Teams. Let's just give it a name. And the last one we need to set to true if we want to use the to do. Once that we have all that configured, just click on Save, and then we are going to reboot Home Assistant. For this, go to Developer Tools and click on Restart. After that, go to Settings And here we should find the authorization required message. We just need to copy and paste a URL. For this, just click on this link. Here we are going to click on accept, and we are just going to copy and paste the URL. And that's it. And now I'm going to show you how to use it in an automation. For this, go to settings, click on automations, click on create an automation, and create new automation. And this time I'm going to use one of the less documented features. Let's say that I want to deactivate any announcement that I can get from my smart speaker while I am in a meeting. For this, just go to the Teams sensor. Here we are going to select add a trigger, click on state, and here we are going to look for Teams. And the rest we are going to leave empty. Now for the action, we are going to select choose, and here we are going to add an OR condition. In this case, there are multiple states that means that I am in a call, so I need to check if any of them is active to activate the condition. Sadly, this is not included in the documentation yet, but I will put the ones I found in my website. The link is in the description. Now, inside it, we are going to click on add condition, and here we're going to select state, Teams, and here I'm going to put one of the states that means that I am in a meeting. Now, since there is more of them, we are just going to click on the three dots, click on duplicate, and again, and change the name of the state. The first state means that I am in a one-on-one call, the second one means that I am in a scheduled meeting, and the third one means that I am presenting in a meeting. This way, the automation is going to check if the Teams status is in any of these three states before call the action. Now, for the action, we are going to use a helper. Just go to settings, devices and services, click on the helper tab, and create a helper. Here we're going to select toggle, let's give it a name, and click on create. Now let's go back to our automation, click on add an action, select call service. Here we are going to look for input boolean turn on, and we are going to select the one that we just created. And to turn it off, we're going to click on add default actions, click on add an action, and here we're going to click on call service, input boolean turn off, and we are going to select the same. This way, every time that Teams status updates, it's going to check if I am in a call conference, or presenting to activate the helper in a meeting. And we can use this in an automation as a condition to activate or deactivate any automation we want. Now, to test this, just click on save, let's give it a name, and click save. Now, if I enter a meeting in Teams, the sensor will update and the automation will activate the in a meeting helper. And the same when I am no longer in a meeting. And that's it. Remember that everything that I just showed you is going to be on my website and on the documentation. So go find the link in the description. And now I want to know from you, how would you use it? Leave me your automation ideas in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!